Guess we'll see. But I didn't. Alright, I think we're live. How's it going, everyone? This is some Pepsiman Gold, if I'm not mistaken. Outlast into Pepsiman is quite the whiplash, I'm not gonna lie. They're both horror games in their own way. So we did meet the incentive for cutscenes, which means we're gonna watch every cutscene. And I also got this refreshing bottle of Crystal Pepsi from across the street during that last run, specifically for this run. So we're gonna try and chug a 20-ounce / drink a 20-ounce of Crystal Pepsi during the run, as much as I can. And we'll see how it goes from there. But we're watching all cutscenes. I'm ready to go. As long as Chops is ready, I can count off. Let's see. Go for it. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Pepsiman. This is a Japanese release only PlayStation 1 game with the glorious Mike Butters here.
Start the game.
And it's a very interesting Temple Run style game before Temple Run ever existed, with some incredibly good music, sort of just the same song over and over again, repeatedly.
You got here just at the perfect time.
And we'll try and explain the lore as we go along.
And I was just on my way there when I got a flat tire. There are a bunch of people gathered in front of the vending machine. They want Pepsi. And the word is that they're just about...
I'm still waiting for Pepsiman Go, to be honest. Once they release that on my phone, I'll have no reason to ever stay inside again.
Can't you do something, Pepsi Man?
So anyway, a single vending machine in San Francisco has run out of soda, and the entire city is about to riot. So we have to stop them from rioting by refilling that soda machine just in time. So, the standard gameplay is pretty standard for a Temple Run style of game. You run forward, avoid obstacles, try to pick up cans, although we're actually going to avoid picking up soda as much as we can. The reason being that there's going to be a counter at the end of every stage, and the more soda you pick up, the longer the counter takes to count them all, because it's pretty slow. So if we can avoid picking up some cans of soda, we will actually save some time on the stage at the end of the level. So I'm actually going to lose like half a second there to go through that bush to avoid picking up that can, just because of how much slower that counter is. There we go. We're going to keep breaking through this little suburb in Seattle? San Francisco, sorry. Whoop. I'm actually going to lose some time there because I forgot to run, but not actually all that much time. Maybe like a second. So all of those pieces of furniture are breakable. You can just run right through them. But they always drop in the same pattern. It's just a different piece of furniture every time you do that stage. So I sort of move in a way where I can easily break through them and just avoid the rest. Oh crap, I have soda, that's true. God, that Crystal Pepsi is refreshing. Whew! It's clear soda. On to stage 2. This is the Tony Hawk stage. I'm pretty sure Tony Hawk's Pro Skater definitely stole from this video game, their idea. There's actually a lot of video games that appear to have stolen their idea from Pepsiman. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Sonic, what was that? Sonic Adventure 2, I think? There's a ton of games. But Pepsiman was always the first. We're Tony Hawk. Hey! Oh! Gotta get that air! Hot diggity dog! Alright, there we go. See if we can... Oh, baby! Whew! I don't know how he makes those jumps. Those are tough. There we go. And we're already almost at the end of the stage. This stage is pretty quick, actually, because of the skateboarding. There we go. Alright, so we're still watching cutscenes, so we're going to see what happens on the first boss stage of the game. This was the first video game? I mean, I'm pretty sure it was the first video game, yeah. I don't remember ever hearing about a video game before this one came out, so I guess we'll find out. But we saved the city of San Francisco by refilling that soda. You son of a bitch! What kind of a... Who hired that guy? God, Pepsiman should get that guy fired. That is not safe. Someone should call that guy's number on the back of his truck. Did anybody get it? Whew. That is not okay. So these sections actually are always the same, unless you hit something like that, because you're trying to explain something and being stupid. But even if you hit one object, you're only going to lose a second. Most time you can lose would be all of it if you get hit 3 times, but typically 1 or 2 seconds if you just accidentally hit something because you're not paying attention. But yeah, this is literally an auto-scroller. Typically you can actually run during the stages, which is what I'm doing to optimize my movement through that stage, but unfortunately on these you cannot. Also has that weird perspective where things are suddenly coming at you from in front, so when you're doing this as a first-time player of the game, it seems very, very unfair. Because the objects are coming from a different angle, and they're also coming at you way quicker than they are when you're running directly towards them, and you can directly control how fast you're going. Oh, right, soda. I need to drink. I should do that.
Have a Pepsi. Next stage.
Alright, we have another cutscene here.
Pepsiman! There's a building on fire just ahead. We need to get there immediately, but look what's happened! According to reports I have heard, they got the fire under control, but there are some people that couldn't escape fast enough and are trapped on the roof. They are extremely exhausted, and it doesn't seem likely that we can get first aid to them in time. Can't you give them something to help revive them, Pepsiman?
Alright, level 2. New York City, which typically looks like this, if I'm not mistaken. So if I stand on the right here, these barrels will not hit me, because they will always spawn in the middle, off to the side a little bit like that. As long as I don't move too far forward, I also won't hit the truck. So this is the barrel section. We're going to roll on this barrel and try to avoid picking up cans again, as per usual. There's some cans that you can avoid picking up, but you have to make sort of like awkward movements to do so. So for marathon and ease of mind, or peace of mind reasons, I would rather not bother going for that for minor time saves at that point. This is the bridge. It is currently under construction. These construction workers are jerks. And this is also a very well-optimized movement section, because you want to get as many run inputs as possible while you're actually trying to speedrun this game. But the game won't accept an input from you if you are currently waiting for a previous animation from an input to complete. So if I input a run animation like that, and then I want to jump immediately, I can't until that run animation completes. So in order to move quickly through the stage, I have to optimize exactly where I want to press my run inputs to give me as many run inputs as possible, while still giving me enough time to actually dodge those obstacles that are dropping down on me. But we cleared that stage pretty easily. Yes, the solution to the people stuck on a burning building is to give them soda because it's hot, and someone will save them eventually. But not Pepsiman. That's not his job. Alright, we're in the Great Sewers. I told you this was a horror game. Every good horror game has a sewer level, right? Well, now we're in the Great Sewers of New York. I jumped there to avoid picking up some cans on the opposite side of that wall you have to break through. And this will also lead into a subway shortly after. This section is not necessarily very complicated, it's actually a very straightforward area. But there's a couple little minor glitches on this stage, / oddities that you can show off. So you actually want to run towards the trains here to get there quicker. This guy's hitbox doesn't work as long as you're on the left side. But yeah, if you just normally walk without running, like a lot of players that play this game initially do, because they don't realize that there is a run button in the game at all, you'll get to this big gap here, and you can't actually get across it without doing a run jump like that. Also, I think we just murdered someone, which I will not take credit for, so that was intentional on their part. They just... Oh god. Okay, this is going poorly. That's okay. We still finished the stage. Alright. Good talk. So we gave them soda on top of the burning building. You still see the smoke from underneath, so they're still definitely going to die, but they're less thirsty. So we did it. We saved the day. So now that we saved the day for this burning building in New York, we are ready to go home and... Oh. Well, there's a red pizza truck, which seems pretty upset at us, and is definitely not Sonic Adventure 2. This stage is also really difficult, because there's just so many obstacles and not a lot of time to react to them, if you don't already know kind of what's coming up. So I'm going to stay on the left here, jump over this, and we're going to wiggle through these. I'm going to stay on the left a little bit longer, and then there's a nice sweet spot on the right. Right here. If I stay here for about half of the stage, I won't get hit. And then basically all I have to do is just serpentine the rest of the obstacles afterwards. So we'll go right, we'll go left, we'll go right, we'll go right, we'll go left, and we're already done. Easy stage. There we go. New York is done. It's not a Coke truck, it's a, in huge quotations, red pizza truck with the exact same font. It's different. I agree, Mike Butters. Oh, soda, right. I need to drink stuff. I keep forgetting I have to chug this.
Pepsi for TV game.
Oh god, sorry. Ooh, that Crystal Pepsi, man. Whew. Okay, stage 3. More deep lore.
Pepsiman, a plane full of passengers had to make an emergency landing in the desert. We were on our way there when the helicopter broke down. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
I like how it has to point out that no one was hurt or killed.
Right in the middle of the desert, and they are all exhausted.
Not being hurt would imply that they weren't killed, but it's fine.
Looks like it's going to take some time. Isn't there anything we can do to help them until that helicopter...
So yeah, a plane crashed in Texas. Everybody's fine. Not even hurt, in fact. But they're dying of thirst in the desert. So we need to go bring them soda to make them more thirsty, because soda doesn't actually quench your thirst like that. Which might actually kill them quicker, if you think about it. So, oh god. I might have screwed this up. We're just gonna make it work. There we go. Okay. There we go. So these trucks, you have to move either without running, because they're timed perfectly if you don't run, or you need to move with a very, very specific pattern through them, timing-wise. Otherwise, the truck in front of you will spawn at a distance that isn't actually avoidable, which is pretty annoying. But thankfully, we were able to get through that anyway, even with my slight mistiming. That took me a long time to figure out, timing-wise, actually. I ended up watching Baldo, who is the current world record of this game, who runs on PS2 with fastest speed. Do that, and sort of retiming it based on his inputs. You have a terrible announcement? What is the terrible announcement? You forgot to put your beer in the fridge? Oh, that is awful. Are you gonna make it? Are you gonna be okay? Alright, we're gonna go past this rolling soda can, and we're already almost at the end. There's the gas station that we're running to grab a soda. We just have to make a quick trip through the car wash, and we're done. Made it. Have you tried asking Duffman? Duffman might be the one you're looking for. Just don't accidentally ask for Duckman. Duckman will not help you. Let's be honest. Duckman has no intention of helping you. God, that's a reference nobody will understand. So, on to stage 2 of Texas. Which is the Buffalo / minecart stage. I'm gonna actually run, jump, then slide. What that does is it slows down my movement just slightly enough so that I spawn that bison in front of me, and then I end up sliding to slow it down so it runs in front of me rather than me hitting it. So that's a way to manipulate the spawn a little bit, which is nice. This barrel is actually the worst. The earlier barrel is nice because there isn't a lot of, like, crappy movement that you have to go through, like, specific platforms below you. But this last log is just absolutely the worst. Okay, we made it. You have to, like, really overcompensate it a little bit when you're going through. Alright, we're in the Great Mine of Texas now. This is just a very optimized movement section. As long as I do my movement the exact same every time through here, I will never get hit. But this place is actually a little bit hectic. Again, this is just a really hard game. Because these minecarts come out usually directly in front of where you want to be. Which is not ideal for movement. But if I sort of wiggle left and right the way I want to, and I slow down there for that card, it'll go right in front of me. Same with that boulder. Otherwise, that place can be a real pain in the ass to go fast. Alright, we're at the end of the stage already. God, drinking the soda during the run was a bad idea. Whew. Okay. Crystal Pepsi, I will defeat you. But it's hard to get so many drinks in during this run. Alright, well, time to defeat the Texas boss of slightly rolling logs, I guess. This is another pretty easy boss, actually, as long as you know the pattern. The problem with this boss... Oh god, the Crystal Pepsi burps are coming in. Problem with this boss is that if you get hit ever, you move further back on the screen when you get hit. So, every time you get hit, you'll move further back, which gives you less time to react to the spawning objects behind you, which means you basically need to memorize the pattern. But even if you know the pattern, it can be a little hard to make it through the stage, just due to how little reaction time it gives you. Mostly because in other similar stages with like Pepsi cans, you can actually see the can still from pretty far away. But on this stage, specifically, this rolling brown log hides the logs that are spawning behind it. So it's really hard to gauge the time that is necessary to dodge them. But we made it through pretty easily because I memorized the pattern on that one. So, last world, this is actually by far the hardest. Although the first level's not too difficult. Oh yeah. God, stop reminding me I need soda. Ooh. I think this Crystal Pepsi is gonna defeat me. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can. This is a lot of soda. I should have thought about this. All right, World 4. This guy has a mouth on his shoulder. I just want to point that out. It's really weird.
All the roads are affected by the computer and we can't move ahead. There isn't enough Pepsi for everyone, and violence has flared up amongst those wanting Pepsi. Exhausted people are collapsing because they can't refresh themselves with Pepsi.
So it's getting pretty serious in Pepsi City. The city that is either made of people that work at Pepsi or people that just really like Pepsi, or maybe Pepsi just owns the city. It's not really clear, to be honest. But there's certainly a lot of advertising. Pepsi for pizza is my favorite Pepsi message. So, Pepsi City is literally a city made of Pepsi. I am stupid! I don't think I've ever been hit by that sign. That's okay. We recovered. So these cans are awful. They're hard to dodge. They spawn in random locations. And it's very possible that, like, you will dodge it, but the hitbox is terrible and you get hit anyway. It's pretty rough. But we made it through that section, only hitting that sign. If you get hit by any of these cards, you die immediately. Restart at the last checkpoint, but I can run past that truck that would otherwise block off my passage. If I go right here, I'll avoid this car, which will instantly kill you if you don't move. And then we'll maneuver our way around these boxes. And that exploding Pepsi truck. And these extremely dead people. If I hug the left side of the screen here, that truck will miss me because it has a bad hitbox. Alright, last section of the stage. It's easy to screw this up, especially when you're trying to go fast. If you're trying to go slow, it's not that difficult. But trying to get in these run inputs while also, like, narrowly wiggling your way around obstacles is not necessarily the easiest thing. But we made it very, very quickly through that section. And moving on to the Pepsi Factory stage. Pepsi Factory is by far the hardest stage in the game. I am very likely to die on this stage, but if I don't, I can make it look interesting and cool. Because there's actually a little... there's a couple clips you can do on the stage which are really neat. But problem with the stage is that it's unfair to the player, and when you're trying to go fast on an unfair stage with a game that will eat your input if you're off by even like half a second with your inputs, it's possible the game will just eat your input when you're trying to do something, so it's pretty awkward. But we'll try and make it look cool. If I do this right, I can slide between those boxes. And then jump over that sign, wiggle my way around those, jump over that sign, jump between those, run under that. We're gonna jump around all those. Oh my god. I just came. Alright. And yeah, it ate my input. Well, at least the first section went well. This section is usually where you end up resetting on runs. These pipes are the worst, because they're not spaced for a run input. So if you enter a run input, and then you hop over these, it's very likely that you will screw up the timing on it, even just slightly, and it'll just eat your input totally. Oh, and that also screwed up that input. Everything runs on a timer in this game. But it's not like a level timer, it's a where it spawned when it was in front of you timer. So it's possible that you will spawn something, get hit by an obstacle on accident, and then screw up all the timing for the next section. So whenever you get hit, it really is just reaction time at that point. It's not any memorized pattern. This is actually really tough. There we go. There's only a couple pixels you can make that turn. Alright. Well, we made it through the hardest stage without dying, so that's the good news. Next is the last stage of the game, and time will be coming up in about 1:30, right around there. But we have one more cutscene, and then the ending cutscenes also count. We stop timing on the last input, but there are still cutscenes that play, which is tradition. And you guys paid for that, so we're going to watch those as well. So we saved Pepsi City. We have shut down the Pepsi factory by pouring soda on the computers. And, oh, come on. They put the same damn can up there. What were they thinking? I also noticed that that parking garage is held up by soda machines. Maybe not the best architectural design, but, I mean, I'll take it. So yeah, this stage is pretty boring. It's just a lot of soda and very slight movements left and right with a memorized pattern. Unlike the factory level before it, this one is just way low energy and low difficulty. Alright, we're almost done already. I try not to jump too much in this stage, because there's a lot of just random cans that fly up in the air. And it's easier to just avoid them on the ground than it is to actually jump over them. So that is Pepsiman cutscene %. We still have some cutscenes to watch for the end here, but while we're waiting on that to load, just want to remind everybody that we are raising money for Konosumi to go to Californiathon. You will not be able to make the event otherwise, so if you have a couple bucks to throw at us, I'm sure that we and Kona would very much appreciate that. We also have some cool incentives, which this one was one. So if you're interested in helping out and adding some extra stuff to the marathon, you can go ahead and do so. I love that little dance he does on the chair, by the way. It's so good. Alright, it's not quite done yet. There's a credits, and then there's an after-credits scene, which is part of the cutscene. 24:57 is great. My actual estimate with no big screw-ups is about 25 minutes with cutscenes. And a little under 20 without. So 24:57 is pretty close to like a 1950 something any %, which is a perfectly reasonable run. World record's like 1910 or something like that. It's a little less, I think. 18 something maybe? It's something like that. Oh right, shit, I didn't chug the soda. I think I lost on the drinking soda % part of the run. I apologize. I failed you all. I didn't drink the soda in the course of the run. It's over, dude.
Excuse me.
Whew. I'm pretty sure he's gonna die from that much soda, let's be honest. That's Pepsiman in its entirety. What a game, right? I love this game. So, up next is Tron with Jamaican Bacon. Stay tuned for that. And they can cut me off whenever.
Alright, so that was The Boyks with Pepsiman, all cutscenes. I have to inform you that he has been banned from this marathon because he did not finish his Pepsi. So do not worry about that. I'm very, very sorry. But up next we do have Tron Evolution, Any % New Game Plus by Jamaican Bacon.